93.8.
Indeed we are. We have started. We are starting up, and we are with you all the way through till 2 o'clock this Thursday afternoon. George is the man alongside me. All well down at Virtue Zone HQ?
All well, my friend.
Yeah.
We are growing incredibly fast. I don't know if you saw today, we've appointed Paul Bryson, now Managing Director of Virtue Zone.
Wow.
So he's going to take over that side of the business, and our other divisions and companies are growing extremely well. Taxation, accounting, doing great. I mean, everybody's going to have to file for taxes and do their accounting and file for taxes. And we've lined up an incredible team of tax accountants there and tax agents. So looking forward to serving not only our clients, but we're getting a lot of people from outside because it's a requirement for everyone now.
Congratulations to Mr. Bryson. Was he in the office bright and breezy this morning?
He's to be honest, Paul is always one of the first people in. He's a morning.
I bumped into him in an elevator last night. I was leaving an awards ceremony and he was going up for dinner.
Oh, were you? Were you? Yeah. He likes to come in bright and early and have a nice, moist, fluffy carrot cake.
Oh, well, there's no better way to start the morning, that's
Exactly.
for sure. Digital currency exchanges from around the world have got their eyes here on Dubai. They are setting up their bases here in Dubai. The Virtual Assets Regulatory Authority, or VARA, recently issued what it calls a minimum viable product preparatory license to OKX. It's a widely used cryptocurrency exchange and a Web3 company as well. Earlier this year, you might remember Bybit, the world's third most visited crypto exchange, second largest in the MENA region, opened its global headquarters here in Dubai. As more legitimate crypto companies come to Dubai, what does that mean to the local economy as a whole? Well, there's only one man to answer that. Co-founder and managing partner of Crypto Oasis, Huday. They help develop and support blockchain-related businesses here in the UAE. And guess what? They haven't been doing it for the last 6 months. They haven't been doing it for the last year or so. They have been doing it for many years. So therefore, in many ways, they're the visionaries of what we are seeing here at the moment. Saqr Ereiqat joins us live here in studio yet again. Always good, Saqr, to catch up with you. All good?
It's always a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me again. And thank you for such a beautiful introduction. I feel like there's a lot of pressure to provide good insights, and I hope I can do that for the next
No, but because every time we have spoken, that's the point that we've always made, is it's, yeah, okay, I know we're making the headlines at the moment, good, bad, indifferent, etc. I know that everyone's talking about it, but you've been talking about this for several years.
Well, I signed my name in blood next to it, so hopefully this will go the right way. But yeah, since being involved in the early strategies of the city-state that we live in to today, I believe that this is the most significant thing that anyone in our ecosystem will ever touch. I mean, the last time we saw a technology that had an opportunity to disrupt the world the way crypto, blockchain, NFTs, metaverse, Web3, whatever you want to call it, it was the internet. And I really think that we're in this 1996 moment of the internet, and everything that's happening is supporting this.
To that end, I mean, you set up Crypto Oasis with, of course, your near friends and colleagues as well. How has it evolved? I mean, we're seeing the sort of landscape of crypto and blockchain evolving here at the moment. Has Crypto Oasis evolved as well?
I believe so. I think it's in a constant stage of evolving, but it's also nice to see that the ideas we had very early on are coming to light today. So we started saying we're going to be the fastest growing ecosystem in the world. Quickly, we became the largest ecosystem in the world, right? And this is a credit to the UAE and the entire region more than one organization in this space. I often remind people Crypto Oasis isn't actually the name of the organization that we operate. The organization that we operate amongst many, for example, is Crypto Oasis Ventures or Crypto Oasis Labs or Crypto Oasis Sentio. Crypto Oasis is the name that we want this ecosystem to carry. So why should I refer to this as the Silicon Valley of the region or the Crypto Valley of the region? This is Crypto Oasis, the fastest growing ecosystem in the world, and today the largest ecosystem in the world. Let's put some numbers to this. It's 1,800 companies that are active in this space, right? That doesn't sound like a very large number, but you'd have a hard time finding anywhere else in the world that has 1,800 companies in the crypto space active in this space. It was more impressive that out of these, we differentiate between native and non-native. A native company is someone like us that wouldn't exist without this technological innovation, and a non-native would be ARN, for example. right, that would exist, can interact with this, but it's one side story to them. 70% of this space is native organizations, right? And I even though we're the ones publishing the numbers, we're the ones doing the research, but I find it impressive and at the same time shocking every now and then.
Just to set the scene
Yeah.
for those out there, and I want to find out more about Green Block. We want to find out more about the new initiatives,
With pleasure.
COP28 sustainability, etc. But before that, I mean, a lot of chat about cryptocurrency, a lot of chat about big blockchain companies coming here, crypto companies coming here as well.
Yeah.
RERA constantly evolving, as we mentioned there. Is Dubai? No. Is the UAE a crypto and blockchain hub already?
You're asking the wrong guy. I've said yes 10 years ago for all intents and purposes. But slowly but surely, it's even the people that wouldn't want to agree must agree, right? The UAE, through three elements, has become the heart and center of this world. And it's three elements. It's talent, capital, and it's infrastructure. The infrastructure, they've started building as early as the 70s, right? When Jebel Ali port was being built, everyone was wondering, hey, why are you building this port? It's too large. No one's going to use it. Now it's one of the most used ports in the world. When Emirates Airlines started, everyone was like, hey, does the world need another airline in the region, right? And I think it was Pakistan International Airways and it was Kuwait Airways who gave them the first planes to operate. Today, Emirates and Etihad are one of the most used airlines in the world, right? So it's that infrastructure in the form of ports, seaports, and airports, but it's also infrastructure like the digital infrastructure and, more importantly, the regulatory infrastructure. VARA became the first purpose-built regulatory authority for crypto digital assets. That's impressive, right? Here we are in this city-state that, for all intents and purposes, 70 years ago was still a desert. Maybe 30 years ago was still a desert. And today they're taking a leading charge in this. So that's on the infrastructure element. Then capital. Capital, the UAE has always been known for capital, right? Since its inception, it's been one of the most oil-exporting countries in the world, one of the richest countries in the world per capita. And it was 2022 when Abu Dhabi said, we are the capital of capital, the Falcon economy. And with that, what we've seen is more wealth has moved to the UAE than ever before in history, right? More millionaires have moved here, more hedge funds have moved here, and a new number that I've recently heard is more companies with more than $1 trillion of AUM have moved here, right? But last but not least, and what I believe is probably the most unique selling point of the UAE, it's the talent, right? It's talented individuals that are here already, but it's also being able to bring anyone from around the world here with a click of a button, quite literally, right? You go online, you apply for a visa, you get the approval within, 24 hours or even less sometimes, right? 3 days if it takes a long time, right? And you can get anyone here from Colombia or Australia or Syria or Palestine or wherever you go, you can get people here. Just as a stark contrast, we operate between here and Switzerland. And over there, it can take us up to 6 months to get a Western citizen into Switzerland. Right?
And you know what? Saqr he's hit on some point, and a point that's important here. He says, even if people refuse to accept it or refuse to admit it, they have no choice but to admit it. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to get in trouble here. I'm a crypto skeptic. Okay, I'm a crypto skeptic. Due to my FOMO, I'm invested in crypto. And of course, due to the reality of things, this is a perfect example of what he's saying. The reality of things is we today as Virtuous One cannot ignore the crypto or blockchain or metaverse or Web3 space. We've actually opened a division called VZX that deals with, we work very closely with VARA as well, that deals with crypto companies, blockchain companies, Web3 companies, metaverse, NFTs, all these things. There is demand. Okay, I can't deny it. There is demand. That has nothing to do with what my opinion is on crypto or on tokens and so on and so forth, but definitely the infrastructure is here, the demand is there, and VARA, as Saqr correctly said, is the first regulatory authority in the world to actually address that space. They're doing a great job. We're working very closely with them, and the idea of it is, why people ask, why do you need to regulate the space? Well, it's very simple. You need to regulate the space to protect investors. The Tom, Dick, and Harrys of this world that are putting money into that space need a certain protection from dishonest people, dishonest companies that don't know what they're doing, companies that are not doing with the money what they're supposed to be doing, and so on and so forth. So it's important to regulate the space. And since that's been announced, I think we've seen a deluge of people, with moist palms coming here, wanting to invest and start up here, and so on and so forth. So, am I a skeptic? Yeah. Do I believe that there's a future for this industry? Absolutely. And of course, behind crypto, there's this big technology that's definitely the future, and so on. That I strongly believe in, because I like to say it. I'll say it again.
Yeah.
I'm an engineer by education, so definitely the technology is something that's absolutely super valuable. But we are seeing a deluge of these companies coming in. We are setting up a lot of them. The process is not simple, and that's the whole point of regulation. It takes time, especially for the heavily regulated activities such as exchanges, custodial services, all these things that involve money.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. So yeah, we'll see what the future holds. But definitely, I mean, Dubai has managed to attract another industry and become a hub for another industry in this world for crypto.
Well, one thing that the future holds is, of course, COP28. One of the main themes of COP28 is sustainability. One of the big narratives in the lead up to that is, where does blockchain meet sustainability?
Yeah.
Can you have sustainable blockchain, etc.? Something that you've addressed with Green Block. Tell us more.
So we're super excited. Beginning of this week, we were at the fantastic BIA headquarter. BIA became one of our patrons with the Green Block. If you haven't been to the BIA headquarters, it's definitely something to check out. It's one of the last buildings Zaha Hadid designed while she was alive. And
Where are they, the headquarters?
It's in Sharjah.
Okay, yeah, they've always been in Sharjah. Yeah.
They've always been in Sharjah, and it's absolutely impressive, the headquarter. Although it's such a large structure, because it's between dunes, it looks gorgeous and it blends into this entire thing. But let me not go on about my love for architecture here. The Green Block became a think tank, a launch pad for Web3 ESG sustainability solutions, right? Because we realized that, we are in the UAE. We stand behind the strategies of the UAE when it comes to sustainability. And we started looking at, is there one collective ecosystem that collects all of these companies that are working in this space? And there's a lot of them, right? Blockchain as a technology, and I'm glad, George, although he's a crypto skeptic, and I'm glad he is, that he's accepting the notion that blockchain can have such an impact. Blockchain lives on traceability, trust, and transparency, right? And we've looped another technology into it, which is AI as well. And those two are exactly what the ESG space needs right now, because, all of us have heard about greenwashing. There's, I think 2 or 3 entities around the world.
For our listeners, suckers, what's the ESG space?
So the ESG space, COP28, is an event that's going to be held later on this year, and it's environment, sustainability, and governance. Social and governance, right? So it's not just the environmental element of it, but it's also the social aspect of it and the governance aspect of it, because good governance drives good sustainability in the end, right? And with that, we've started collecting these companies, and we're very proud that we are launch partners are Roland Berger and BIA, and this BIA came in as a patron, and Roland Berger came in as one of the initiators, and all of us are putting our minds together, creating an ecosystem out of the UAE, but for the entire world.
Will you be involved in COP28?
We will be. I can't say too much on how exactly just yet, but we will be. And the Green Block is exactly how we will be. And then later on, we'll be at the World Economic Forum with this as well.
Saqr, you know well that I could talk about this for hours and hours and hours. Alas, time is against us on this occasion. So much to cram in the final show of our season. But before we say farewell, I mean, you've piqued the interest of many. A lot of people texting in at the moment wanting to find out more about alliances, cooperation, etc. How do people sort of reach out to Crypto Oasis? How do they get in touch?
Well, we've just opened a new office. We became one of the first venture builders in the IFC in the Web3 space. So feel free to pass by our office in Gate Avenue Mall, or go on the Green Block or on cryptooasis.ae. And last but not least, you can always find me online on Saqr Ereiqat on LinkedIn.
Saqr, thank you so much indeed.
Thank you
Big
for
thanks
having
to
me.
joining us. Saqr is the co-founder and managing partner of Crypto Oasis, so do reach out to them if you want any help when it comes to crypto, to blockchain, and of course green block sustainability and more. Right, up next, a newly opened bar in Dubai. Look, that's no big surprise, but this one really does help you hydrate. Let's find out more about the UAE's first gourmet water bar. That's coming next.
More to come on Starting Up with Virtue Zone
On Dubai Eye 103.8.
the UAE's number